So Tottenham so far have made one signing in the January transfer window in the shape of goalkeeper Antonin Kinski. But hopefully they're looking to make a few more because the squad needs it. Some of the rumours have dried up a little, but today on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about some more transfer rumours and saying which ones can fix Tottenham Hotspur this season. But if you are new to the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, then drop us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and leave your comments down below. Who do you want us to sign in this window? So yeah, following that awful North London derby display and ahead of our game against Everton, I thought I'd do another transfer video, to try and, shed some sort of positive light on the current state at Tottenham because it hasn't been good. It's not been good. We've only made one signing so far and he's already being heckled as a bad signing by rival fans, even though, the first two games Kinski had a stormer. But let's start with our first transfer rumour, and it's in the shape of Milan Skriniar. Now, I've done a reaction about him before on a previous transfer video, and I think this is bonkers. I think it's absolutely bonkers that we're going for a player in the shape of Milan Skriniar, considering the style of play that Tottenham play under Ange Postecoglou, and also his age profile. It just doesn't make any sense. I think it's not true. But anyway, the tweet read this. So according to French outlet L'Equipe, Tottenham are eager to sign Milan Skriniar this month. PSG are willing to initially loan the centre-back only if there is an easy to exercise condition to make the move permanent. So PSG want to offload. Earlier in the month they wanted to get rid of him and Kolo Muani. We weren't able to get Kolo Muani, which was a real shame. I think he would have been a good asset for the rest of the season. But now they're looking to still offload Milan Skriniar. And as I say, he's too old. He's not mobile enough. He's a good defender if you're maybe I was going to say a lower league team, but we are a lower league team. But a not front foot playing team who are just going to sit in. But I just don't like this. I think it's terrible. I think L'Equipe, I don't know how much truth are in their transfer rumours, but I think it's an absolute disaster waiting to happen as a stopgap because he's going to have no resale value, which Daniel Levy loves to bits. So I think this is pointless. We might as well wait till the summer, and when we, decide who we're loaning out, keep Ashley Phillips, keep Luka Vuskovic, keep Alfie Dorrington, and then we won't be down to having to play Archie Gray at centre-back. Play him in midfield, for God's sake. So another transfer that's making the rounds is a striker who's been linked to, I think, West Ham as well. And it's Evann Guessand. And the tweet read, Tottenham are showing interest in Evann Guessand. It's believed that he could be available for 20 million this window. The 21-year-old has been in great form, scoring 8 goals and 4 assists in 18 games for Nice. I don't know a lot about this guy. League One is such a risky place to pluck players. You just don't know what you're going to get. And Nice, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's other club, I'm not sure about this one. I think this is a transfer where it's one of those ones, it's not going to happen. It's very much like this player will probably, fall into the ether. I know he scored, 8 goals, 4 assists in 18 games, but is he a solution for Spurs now? No. Is he something we want to invest in and grow? I'm not so sure. I don't know a lot about him. It's not the most reliable source either. I think this one's a bit of a dead rubber. So I don't see this happening one bit. Now, as you can probably tell, there's really not a lot of transfer rumours involving Tottenham at the moment. I spent a good hour searching high and low and could only find these 4 players thus far, and some of them are so weak it's quite embarrassing that we're not doing much more in the window. But one that's popped up a little bit has been Alejandro Garnacho. Now, Manchester United are actually keen to sell these players if they get a right fee. Now, we know they've got issues with FFP and PSR, but if they get a good offer for Kobe Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho in the, £70 million mark, which Tottenham aren't going to pay, they are willing to listen. Here's a few more details on Manchester United's current state.
Alex, let's move it to United. You probably heard us there talking about Mainoo and Garnacho. Back at the Times this morning, United open to Mainoo deal. That has absolutely left some Manchester United fans aghast, judging by the messages I'm reading this morning. Where are you at? What are you hearing?
Well, I think this is the product of 2 decades worth of mismanagement by the Glazer family, not putting their own money into the football club, racking up debts that really they didn't need to rack up. And now they're in a situation whereby if somebody comes with a big money bid for one of their academy products, they're going to have to entertain it. So Jim Ratcliffe obviously has come in, and we know that he's all about streamlining the business. I don't think Kobbie Mainoo will be sold. He's still under contract. There's an option in his deal. I'm told that he's quite relaxed about it. So too, Manchester United relaxed about him. Garnacho is a more interesting one because if you look at where they've been in the last few weeks, he's been used more as an impact sub. He was dropped altogether along with Marcus Rashford for Manchester Derby. I'm not sure he necessarily fits into the way that Ruben Amorim wants to play. And therefore, if a big offer came in for him, I think that might be more likely. And there's whispers that I'm hearing this lunchtime that Atletico Madrid over in Spain could be interested. So I think Garnacho is one to watch.
What number, Cookie? What number would get it done?
50, potentially, I think, for Garnacho.
What about Mainoo?
That would be pure profit on the balance sheet. As I say, I think for Mainoo, there are a lot of players ahead of the queue they'd rather sell. But again, if someone's going to put 80 million quid on the table, then they'd have to consider it. I think it's terrible that a club of the size and stature of Manchester United are in such dire straits financially that nobody is off limits.
But yeah, because obviously Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo are homegrown, they're willing to make 100% profit on these players. Garnacho hasn't really featured too much for Ruben Amorim, and, you know, either at fullback or on the wing. He is a talented player at 20 years old. He's got a lot of potential, but he hasn't really lived up to it thus far. I think he'd be a good winger, especially in an Ange Postecoglou team. And if he screws his head on, I'd be really for this. I think Napoli are also in for him, and Atletico Madrid. But as the report suggests, Tottenham has set their sights on Manchester United's highly rated winger Alejandro Garnacho. With Football Transfers learning the Spurs have lodged a concrete inquiry about the 20-year-old's availability. They also go on to say, sources close to the club have revealed that North London outfit may be prepared to test United's resolve with a bid in the region of €70 million, £60 million, a figure believed to be enough to tempt the Red Devils into selling the dynamic forward. United initially signed Garnacho from Atletico Madrid's youth system for just €465,000, meaning any sale would represent a staggering profit. Such a windfall could provide United with much needed funds to bolster other areas of the squad, which is desperate need of reinforcement. I mean, it all makes sense, doesn't it? But I just can't see us doing it because, I mean, if you look at our current wing situation as well, Son is aging terribly, just looks so out of form. Yang, we're not willing to risk yet. You've got Mikey Moore, coming back from a long-term illness. Brennan Johnson's form's patchy. Timo Werner's injured and will go back to RB Leipzig. Kulusevski sometimes plays out on the wing, but has not been good enough. There's not many options out there. Richarlison probably be sold as well in the near future. So I like the idea of Alejandro Garnacho, but I don't really see it happening, especially not in the winter window. Maybe one to look out for in the summer in general, but I think United are going to keep hold of him. So you may be wondering, after the title of this video, I'm saying what could fix Tottenham. Now, there is one player who would fix Tottenham if we sign him this window. But there's a lot of buts and ifs over it. And that is Bryan Mbuemo. And he has been the subject of much conversation about his future in the last week or so.
I'd much rather have Wissler and Mbuemo in my team.
Right. We'll talk about those two in a second, right?
They're unbelievable.
Those two are good enough for European positions. And that's where they are, Brentford. I'm not dissing them. End of the season, they won't be there.
No. If they're outside of Europe, Brentford, come the end of the season, and Mbuemo and Wissa are going to be top property.
And Mbuemo, I think, when you look at what might happen at Liverpool with Salah, I'm looking at Mbuemo, what he's capable of is a little mini Salah. Off that right-hand side, his left foot. I know no one's ever going to be a Salah.
He's 25 as well, so he's got plenty of football left in him.
Oh, he's got years.
I know.
He's got years
I'd have him
left
at
in
Tottenham. I'd snap their hands off for him.
That boy there, and Visser off the other side, offers equally as good a threat. I mean, the pair of them scored today. They
score every week.
They almost mirror one another, the way they play.
Yeah, they're so good.
But yeah, according to Fabrice Hawkins, however reliable he is, Bryan Mbuemo has caught the eye of Tottenham Hotspur, which is quite obvious considering he's been one of the best players in the Premier League this season. If these clubs haven't taken action for the moment, they've taken information and could go on the offensive before the end of the transfer window. I've also read that the likes of Arsenal and some other clubs are interested in Bryan Mbuemo, and it makes sense. Brentford and their attack has been phenomenal this season. You know, they lost Ivan Toney to Saudi Arabia, and Wissa and Mbuemo have been fantastic. Vissa's been linked with a few moves away. I think he's been linked with a move to Nottingham Forest, but he's 28 years old, you know, hitting the sort of peaks of his power. And Mbuemo's just 25. I think he's been linked with Liverpool as well. He'd be a fantastic player for them. You know, lots of people crying out for top wingers, and this would be the perfect winger, I think, for this team. But it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. I think I read a report that Brentford would be willing to let him go for 50 million. He's been at the club for a long time. I know a few Brentford fans who have told me how prolific he's been over the years. You got to think of the attackers that have gone through Brentford: Ollie Watkins, Said Benrahma, Neil Maupay. You know, they do recruit really good attackers and sell them on for handsome fees as well. But, and I always say but, a lot of people have said that in the comment section, I think he would pick a bigger club over us. Brentford are on good form. They're really good on Thomas Frank. You never know. We might actually see a future where Thomas Frank ends up replacing Ange Postecoglou. If he brings him, then that would be good. But for the moment, Bryan Mbuemo, I'd love it to fix Tottenham, but it's just not going to happen. So let me know in the comments down below, who do you want Tottenham to sign, you know, either this summer or in the January transfer window, because there's not a lot going on. And I might do a few videos where I actually say we should be signing this person. You know, forget the rumours. I'm going to say who Tottenham should be signing. But let me know in the comments down below. Maybe if we get enough comments, I could do a video saying, you know, a reaction video of what you guys want. But yeah, until next time, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get your comments in, and stay tuned for my Everton reaction video on Sunday. Ciao.